Hi, I'm Alvaro Henrique and this is Music Talks. In those videos we are going to discuss some of what music means and about the language of music and music as a means of communication between people. We're talking about melody in this video. Melody is perceived by many as the main aspect of music, and very often people confuse melody with music itself. Very often we say that we like a music because we like its melody, or because we like some melody, of course we will like that music. But what exactly is melody? The classical definition of melody is something like a succession of notes with complete meaning. Well, it sounds great, but it doesn't explain much with only these words. Let's take that definition literally. A succession of notes with complete meaning. But hey, how does one note after another convey meaning? Does this have a complete meaning? How can notes, simple sounds, convey meaning? One of the many ways to make sounds create meaning is for it to mimic something that does. For example, in any given idiom, be it Greek, Spanish, Arabian, no matter which language we are saying, it's universal that when people want to make a question, they raise the pitch, isn't it? And when they answer, they end with a lower pitch. So we can use this feature of speech to make melodies. We can go little by little to a higher pitch, and this high pitch will sound like a question to be answered, and then we go to a lower pitch, finishing the melody. So many melodies, like Gregorian chant, has this shape. They begin in a low note, they raise to a higher note, and then they go down back again, and the music finishes. Of course, this is not the only aspect of speech that music mimics. For example, the rhythm of each language, the pauses between each word and each phrase is also mimicked by music. There are many other aspects, some that differ from idiom to idiom, that music also mimics, and it's used to make sound create meaning. Before Einstein explained that time and space are related to each other, in music this was present centuries before. We can also in music mimic some of the aspects of traveling through space and use it in time. For example, we can put notes closer to each other, so it sounds as if it speeds up. And we can also put sounds more far to each other, and it sounds like it slows down. There are many other aspects of traveling through space that we copy in music to convey meaning. But one of the most used in shaping melodies is to shape each melody as if it was a short walk. At first you will speed up, then you keep the same pace, and then you slow down a little bit in the end. So that's how also melodies and sounds can convey meaning. So far, I have mentioned universal ways for sound to create meaning, but of course, there are many cultural ones. For example, we have through the ages lived with two musical systems. From the 19th, late 19th, early 20th on, we have been trying to accomplish new ways to relate to sound, to compose music, but so far they don't consist in a musical system yet. But we have had the modal system and the tonal system. Within each system, there are culturally respected forms that also can make sound create meaning. So the inner rules of each system also play an important part to make sound have a complete meaning, to make melodies mean something, convey, express something. For example, in the tonal system, we have a given note, we call it tonic, and this given note means the total equilibrium, the place where you rest yourself, the last point of a given phrase. Other notes, each one with its own unique degree, also means what needs resolution for a sentence to finish. Some notes represent what would be similar to a question mark. Some notes would be similar to verbs that demand some words to finish its idea. Or there are some notes that represent what is similar in writing as an adjective, or that demands a following noun so it can create its own finished idea. Getting into the specifics of each musical system is a topic for future videos. We are not talking about it yet, but of course, when we are saying of how can sound, ping pong, make meaning, we have to mention also cultural ways, not only universal, because it's not only universal rules. In fact, there are much more cultural rules than universal ones. Okay, we understood some of the ways that sound can create a complete meaning, so that in other ways what melodies are, so a succession of notes with complete meaning, how that can be. But we have to ask ourselves also, what does melodies mean? Better, what can melodies mean? Of course, sound, at least how it's used in music, can't say something so precise and act as a symbol or an icon to say something like help or please come here, unless you use a Morse code or if you ring a bell. But this is not music. Music talks in a different way. There are composers that did try in the past some ways so music can represent characters or a plot or ideas, but it demands a lot on the listener. Unless the person has a good musical background, and also in many cases it also demands a level of listening that not everyone has. So I'm not sure, I cannot say that those means of communication can be successful, because communication is not what someone wants to say, it is what one actually understands. So if something to be understood demands musical education and a lot of knowledge, it won't communicate to most people, even before. But music does say something. Some philosophers said that music talks to the soul. It's the language of the soul. I don't agree 100% with it, but of course I have to recognize that music does talk about the not spoken, the not rational, the not precise, the unclear. It talks to a different world of ideas and feelings that are not in the same word as the spoken word, as the thought, as the mathematics. It's not that precise. It cannot create any symbol and iconic relation to things that exist in the real world. Melody, then, is a succession of notes that can convey complete meaning, but each person will understand something different from those meanings. Of course, those meanings are individual, not only because this means of communication uses a lot of cultural norms, but also because it's the inner aspect of itself. Music does say things in a word that is not precise and cannot convey the very same meaning to every same person in the world. I would like to ask you, it's musical talk, so I want to hear from you. Can you write down one melody and what does it mean to you? I'll begin. I'll talk about two melodies and what they mean to me. Forêt Sicilienne means to me being home. It talks to me. I feel with this melody the same feeling I have when I arrive at a place that it's full of joy, of good memories, but also peaceful. So it's the feeling of being home. Villa-Lobos, Prelude number 1, it talks to me about courage and being bold, but not the irresponsible bold, the boldness that lead people to jump out of an airplane even without parachutes, or with them anyway. It's the boldness that people feel when they are about to execute, to make a well thought plan. So it's that courage but full of confidence. This is what Prelude number 1 by Villa-Lobos talks to me. This is what it means to me. And you, can you write down what some melodies mean to you? For more videos and to keep in touch with these brand new music talks, please sign in to the channel and also visit our website for more material. It's www.alvarohenrique.com.